Lately, I've realized how fortunate I am to have wise, older individuals in my life. They share valuable life advice, they treat me to meals, or they let me stay on their sailboat. They've experienced exactly what I'm going through, just with a little more life and wisdom. Life wasn't meant to be figured out alone. The generations above us have so much to offer. I don't want to let my own pride prevent me from seizing that opportunity. I have an idea for all of you watching, but stay till the end for that.
Dad, where'd you go? We have to leave.
Hi, it's a good day today.
Many things are gonna get conquered today. Today is the DMV day. For those of you who have followed along, you know precisely, For those of you who have followed along, you know precisely what has been going on with the DMV. I have to get my driver's license and they wouldn't let me do it in Hawaii. So I literally took an airplane to Kansas to go to the DMV. So today's the day and you have to renew your license, so it works out well.
And go it down, I know I might be headed for teardrops. Now that you got me started, I just can't stop. No, cause I love you, baby. I can't let you go, baby.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
No.
Is there a way to change that?
Are you for real? Why do they do that?
So true. When I was down and out, along came you.
This stuff happens literally all the time. Okay, so I have good news and I have bad news. Number one, I'm the proud owner of a new Kansas driver's license. The bad news is I literally have to be back here in 2 months to do it all again because I turned 21. You laugh or you cry, and I'm laughing because at this point it's comical. I catfished the DMV. I was not planning on being in Kansas again in 3 months, but I don't really have an option. And then if I don't get my green card before things start to expire in September, I have to do it again. So that would be 3 times I have to renew my driver's license in 1 year. And at this point, I'm finding it comical just because I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna come home to Kansas again in May for my birthday. Yay! It's so exciting. Woo! Today I'm going to take you guys to see my hometown. Well, it's not really my hometown. I've only lived here for 2 years, but that's besides the point. Oh, and if you're new here, hi, my name is Glory, and welcome to Glory Stories. Kansas City, home to the brilliant Kansas City Chiefs, the best barbecue in the whole country, and and now maybe even Taylor Swift. So here's the plan. I'm going to show you guys my favorite places in Kansas City while I answer your questions. Let's go. What am I doing after this? Well, after this I'm going back to Hawaii. I'm going to continue working on my coffee farm and still exploring the island. I plan to be there for at least a few more months. I'm not quite done there. I really miss it, actually. I miss the ocean a ton right now. What was your lowest low on your travels? Maybe when I was in Norway with the Whitakers, and when we went there, I don't know. I've seriously struggled with comparison a lot. I've let myself compare myself to my friends and to other people I see a ton. My skin was really bad. I was just starting out YouTube and I was just using tiny little Osmo Pocket. I was just at a mental low. I haven't been in this place like that for a while. What are your long-term plans after this last life-changing year? I would love to be able to save up enough money to be able to buy property and or a sailboat. That's my dream. That's my ideal. And then I would like to be married and raise kids somewhere that's not distracted. I don't want to raise my kids in a city. I don't really like the city. I want to be out in the country somewhere. I think I want a few years before I start having kids. I'm only 20. Was there ever any hope for you and Jack? At one point, maybe, but not anymore. influenced me the most? I would say that actually I've had a really good group of people that are a lot older and wiser than me who have given me some really good life advice over the years. I think that I wouldn't be where I'm at now if I didn't have people who poured into me even a little bit and helped me even get out of my own mind. Like I was saying that on the boat, whenever I was kind of struggling a little extra with comparison or self-worth, Keith and Renee were really, really good and helpful for that. I needed them in that moment to kind of give me some perspective. And I think that that's one thing that my generation has lost out on, is actually gleaning the wisdom of the people that are older than us.
When did you give your life to Jesus and why? I gave my life to Jesus when I was very young. I was probably like 2, like super young. I grew up in a very Christian household. My parents are so intentional with teaching their kids about the Lord, and I love that. But then I will say it kind of became my own when I was about 15, and then it has become my own again, and I'm still going through it now, like this past summer. How has your faith grown or changed in the last year? My faith has definitely changed. If I'm being so honest, it's not been as easy this past year as it has been for the whole of my life. I've always been surrounded by people who believe the exact same things as me. I'm not questioning my faith. I'm not questioning my belief in God at all. But there are certain things that I've heard about the Lord that I'm realizing are not necessarily biblically founded, and I have a lot of questions that I'm asking about that. But I'm really thankful for my family and friends. They're really good with all those questions and thoughts and things.
What do you do if you feel insecure? Oh my God. Literally, I think this is the thing. I feel insecure all the time, okay? I literally just push through. You just gotta push through. You just gotta keep doing it. At some point, your perimeter for insecurity is gonna grow. You gotta fake it till you make it. I'm telling you right now. Confidence is key. You gotta fake it till you make it. Land life or ball life? Ball life. Would you ever live off grid? No Wi-Fi, no nothing? If I had the money for it, in a second.
How are you mentally feeling after all these months of change in your normal life? Whenever I was traveling with the med crew or with the Whitakers, I wasn't lonely because they were there and we would have amazing conversations. But I think now if I feel anything, it's loneliness. And that's a part of why I'm here in Kansas City, actually, is just because I was like, you know what, I actually need a second to just be with family, to be with people, to be with friends who've known me for a while and know me well. I've had to learn so much more. It's not about where you are, it's about who you're with. And I'm realizing that so much. It's just, that's been the hardest mental challenge in the past few months, is just struggling with loneliness, I think. What's the hardest thing about boat life? Leaving. Boredom, but I never really got bored because I always had work to do. So I never really got bored. If I was ever to buy my own boat and go out, I think the hardest thing would be fixing everything and mapping things and planning things.
On the topic of asking for advice and things, guys, for an example, doing things like taxes or asking about investments or asking about credit cards and how to work your finances, those things are so handy to just ask people about. And it's true that we live in an age where you can like Google anything, but the truth is that if you research something, there's a ton of noise about it. And it's just way more practical to be able to ask a question to a human being, to ask a person a question and get a literal response. If we just open up the comments, and young people, you could ask the older people in the comments anything you want. It can be from relationship to practical to finances, anything. And then people who are like over the age of 50 or something, drop in the comments some responses. I think it's really important that we hear, you know? I'll start. I'm gonna type something that I'm struggling with or something I could use advice for. And I would love people's responses. I would love there to just be a comment section full of questions and real, good, wise answers. So leave it down below.
So many people say that adulting is hard. And yes, it definitely has its difficulties, but I don't think it has to be the hardest thing if we're able to take advice and help from the people that are older than us. While I've been in Kansas City, I've just been chilling. I've been sitting at my parents' house and spending time with family, and it has been so relaxing. And also doing a few of my old favorite things, like playing piano or going skating.
It's been so long since I've been skating. I used to do this all the time when I lived in Canada. We would just shovel a frozen lake and just go skating all the time. And so last time my parents were in Canada, I got them to bring back my figure skates. So let's go.
Look who I convinced to go skating with me. That's right. Living that thug life.
I'm the one that convinces everyone to go skating.
Yeah, it's because you're Canadian, you know?
Okay, I can definitely tell these skates, they're a bit dull. I mean, they've literally been sitting in storage in Canada for the past 4 years. So I'm really just out here testing them.
Good job, Alex.
I've tried. What was my childhood like? Well, I am the youngest of 6. We grew up in Canada. I grew up in a small town called Stratford, just outside of Toronto. And I have 1 brother and 4 sisters. I mean, I had a really good childhood. I would escape the city anytime I could to go work on a horse farm or just spend time in nature, because that was always my favorite thing to do. Are you having fun, Miss Menendez?
You know, Glory brings out the adventure side of me. I normally would just not be like, I want to go skating, but you know, when I'm with Glory, I say yes to pretty much anything.
It's true.
Thank you guys for watching this episode of Glory Stories. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and come back next week for a pretty exciting video.